I say, Lord, forgive me. Hallowed be thy name. Every day I'm searching and seeking. For our sins and our trespasses. Every day. I'm waiting.
Every day I send a prayer up into the sky.
Lord,
waiting for an answer.
I'm waiting.
Maybe the Lord will forgive me of my sins.
Forgive me.
Yeah. I'm on it. You listen to me? I'm on it. I'm back with another episode of Word of Truth. I say I'm on it. Yeah, I'm on it. You see me? I'm on it. I'm back with another episode with the Word of Truth. Yeah. God is my God. I go against the odds. I'm a winner, ain't no ties. I ain't no loser, so you gotta ride with it. Cause you know it's the truth, it's the word, it's from the book. It's 3:16. Back at you with another one. We starting it off like this. This is a trans world. And this is new, not new, but new to some folks, that this world eventually will crumble and will burn as God has prophesied from the horse's mouth. Yes. So I hope everybody is paying attention. Let me set my levels up before we get started in our talks. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's set our levels. Our levels good. Mic volume. I think I need to turn it up. If you hear the air in the background, it's just air, y'all. We're not gonna let that disturb the situation. I'm just trying to get my levels up, and I may turn this air around so it won't be too close to the microphone. So let's see what's going on. Yeah, that would do. So what's going on, people? This is 3:16 with another episode of Word of Truth. I know it's starting off a little raggedy here, but you know how it is. You know, sometimes it's like that, you know. So we're going to get into our first talks. First of all, I thank the Lord Savior Jesus Christ for all his great mercy. And I believe that all things happens according to the truth and the truth of the word of the Lord. And no matter what nobody say, what nobody do, they're gonna have to bow down to what the Lord suggested us to bow down to. So, having said all that, I hope everybody is having a good night. It's a nice Saturday night, Sabbath night, and I'm doing this on a Sabbath day. And we're going to get things rolling. We're going to get things started. I know I said that already, but you know. Okay, there it is. All right.
Young Guru and DJ Clark Kent. I'm Asia Sky for Hip Hop DX, and check this out. An AI-generated Jay-Z. So an AI Jay-Z verse that has been circulating online has sparked concern from Ninth Wonder, Young Guru, and DJ Clark Kent. I'm Asia Sky for Hip Hop DX, and check this out. An AI-generated Jay-Z verse that has gone viral has sparked concern from Young Guru, Ninth Wonder, and DJ Clark Kent, with Guru even calling for the government to intervene. Hope's esteemed engineer shared the digitally generated vocals on his Instagram page on Friday, March 31st, which sound almost indistinguishable from the real Jay-Z. That was enough for Guru to sound the alarm bells for where AI is heading.
Yeah, you tell the young they can never become what they aspire to. Born in a cell with no one who can inspire you.
Your highs are as never as high as those that lie to you.
Pretending that they live in the sky, lying behind your roof.
Shooting holes up at your ceiling, trying to find the proof, trying to fight the feeling, the truth.
Tied up like the noose they've been concealing.
Dipped in a diamond so that you find it appealing.
Time for dealing, despite y'all dealing, we are the savages, the natives who fight the appeal of all your lavishes. The brave who find what is real and call it as it is.
And use a mind of wheel to escape the laws of averages.
To be rich and broke,
Could it be broke and rich? You see it all gets flipped by those who master this.
who give a whole new meaning to what you mastered.
In his post, he wrote, "I've been trying to tell everyone that this is where we are now with AI. For some reason, this one got everyone's attention. So what do we do? On one hand, I'm well aware that you can't."
Well, first of all, we just gonna start off like this, man. You see the technology that they have out here, right? You see how everything is being transformed into this God. It's being transformed into another entity. Like, they're trying to conform our minds and our bodies to this system, and however they do it is how they doing it, through social media, through propaganda, through culture, so-called, through religion, through politics, through all your daily thoughts. They're trying to conform our minds into this what you call it, what's that word? This new era, but it's a word that I'm looking for. This new age, and it's pulling everybody back, and the whole church is being conformed to this system. So now you have AI rapping, taking your voice, taking your features, taking your ideas, taking your physique, taking everything about you, is sucking in everything about you. Every time you go online, it's sucking everything out of you, and it's learning about you and humanity. They have even machines where you can after you die, your conscious, your thoughts will be saved. So they think that that would save you as your soul. I don't know, it's weird, but it's kind of crazy. Just be mindful, man. Look, everything has a spirit behind it, and this new AI is a god. So just be careful. Like, that's why I don't even dealing with social media. If it wasn't for the gospel, if it wasn't for this word, I wouldn't be dealing with it at all. So let's see what happens. Okay, we still got it. Okay.
To add the voice to this law, we have to learn from past mistakes. You will be a fool to chase every person that is going to do this. We learned that lesson with Napster. The only way I see to deal with it is to change the law. There are so many different options. We could change the United States law tomorrow, but the internet is worldwide. What a time we live in. Ninth Wonder and DJ Clark Kent echoed Guru's sentiments in the comments section, with Ninth Wonder saying, "My God," and with DJ Clark Kent saying, "This is terrible." Others like High Tech, Peter Guns, My Son, Peter Rosenberg, and more also expressed discomfort at the idea of AI technology cloning rappers' voices. So what are your thoughts on what Young Guru said about AI, and what laws do you think should be put in place to stop people's likeness from...
Knock, knock.
So again, I hope y'all seeing what's happening. Another thing is, I'm an artist myself, and it's kind of a scary thing, because nowadays you don't know who's going to be who. You have clones, and you have, all these other computerized robot AI technology type stuff that's killing us. It's killing our DNA. It's changing our DNA. They're hooking us to machines. You get what I'm saying? They have your phone. Now you need your watch. Excuse me. Your watch phone. Okay? You got your Bluetooth. You see what I'm saying? You have your credit cards. You have all the necessary things to connect you to the internet, to AI. You have social media, the computers, the laptops. Everything is turning digital and audio, and it's everything got to become visual now. So the AI can make movies now. That's why there's a writer's strike, and that's not a good thing. People having a writer's strike. So you probably can't in the next 3 years know who's who. And reason for that is because AI has a spirit behind it, and it soon will become a god, I believe, if you ask me. Let's go to this next one.
Is hit with the copyright strike over a popular YouTube video. Hey, what's up? I'm A-Dub, and check this out. Taking to Twitter on Sunday, April 2nd, the YouTuber posted a letter from the video streaming platform confirming the copyright strike filed by UMPG, which signed Eminem to a worldwide exclusive administration agreement back in 2007. Universal Music Group just decided to copyright strike my AI Eminem cat rap video. He tweeted alongside a screenshot of the strike message. Usually they just claim and monetize videos like this, but they really wanted AI Eminem to be taken down for some reason. The copyright strike against his channel may also subject him to account termination in the future. To prevent that from happening, please don't upload videos containing copyrighted content that you aren't allowed to use, YouTube relayed to him in its message. The AI Slim Shady's cat rap video has generated a lot of commentary since its debut, so much that it was even featured on a February episode of the popular HBO talk show Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Oliver, who included the video in his larger segment about artificial intelligence, explained that the video was created by giving ChatGPT the prompt, "Write an Eminem song about cats." Oliver called the video stellar.
And people have been using it and other AI products in all sorts of ways. One group used them to create Nothing Forever, a non-stop live streaming parody of Seinfeld. And the YouTuber Grande used ChatGPT to generate lyrics answering the prompt, "Write an Eminem rap song about cats," with some stellar results.
Cats, 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 always on the prowl. They're sneaky and sly, with their eyes on the goal. They're the kings of the house, they rule with a purr. Eminem loves cats, can't you tell from his verse? They're independent, they do what they please, but they always come back. When you have some cheese, they rub against your legs, they purr in your ear. They're the best companions, they're always near. Meow, meow, meow. They're the kings of the house, kings of the house. They're running the show, They don't need a spouse,
That's not bad, right?
And this is where we at. This is exactly where we're at. I told you, like I said, that this AI is making movies and TV shows, and they have AI rapping just like your favorite artist. So pretty soon your favorite artist ain't gonna be needed. That's weird, ain't it? Isn't that weird? That your favorite artist in the near future is not going to even matter, because 20 years from now, 30 years from now, they can generate AI to have visuals, of these type people, and they can actually generate a whole nation, a whole nother nation of entities. That's a scary thing. and your governments and your scientists, your religious leaders knows about these things, and they're not doing anything about it. And they so-called are righteous folk. They are so-called godly folk, but yet they can't break away from their own works and their own thoughts and their own perspectives and their own reasoning. Just take a minute and say, hey, I see something wrong here. Let me warn the people. I think that's a real scary thing. And I don't think people's taking this serious. So we're gonna go to another video. There's issues today with children and them getting into confrontations with adults, not just teachers, not just cops, just adults, period. There's been a plague of I don't got the fan on, but it's all good. It's been a plague of children not obeying their elders, their authoritative figures. They're not they're being bold in what they so-called believe. If they believe that they should have a phone, they will fight for that phone. If they believe if they should have a PlayStation or Xbox, they will tear up the home of the parent because they didn't receive their Xbox or their PS5. If a kid can't get an iPhone, they will throw temper tantrums, right? If a kid can't get a tablet or a laptop or even a brand new smart car, they will think that you're less than nothing after all you have done for them, after all the blood, sweat, and tears, and going to work day in and day out, and sacrificing your life. They actually think just because they don't receive what they think they want, they throw temper tantrums and call you all types of names or treat you differently. And that comes from this AI technology. AI technology, the internet, social media has raised children, nations of children, and their minds has been polluted by the filth that's coming out of this AI technology. Not just children, but even grown folks. Grown folks are the worst. You have people getting out of character because of social media and culture, and so-called culture. And it's not right. And it's a slippery slope. And it may not mean nothing to most people, but at the end of the day, there's a cause and an effect. And if you continue on this road of promoting and continue to rely on AI technology, when it's gone, you will not be able to function at all. And I'm just telling the truth. Let's go to the next video.
Student punching a teacher in the head today.
A concerned parent reached out to KHU 11 News after seeing the video, which students are sharing.
An incident at Lamar High School started because of a cell phone. In this clip, a student gets in front of a teacher's face, demanding to get his phone. Seconds later, he punches the teacher in the face. We reached out to Houston ISD. The principal at Lamar High School sent a message to parents and students. It says in part, quote, "We do not condone and will not tolerate this type of behavior. It is always our top priority to maintain an environment where our students and staff are safe." It goes on to say, quote, "Administrators will be looking into the cause of the altercation and continue to evaluate ways to prevent these occurrences in the future." An HISD high school teacher we spoke with says he was shocked after seeing the video. He does not want to be identified.
20 years ago, you wouldn't hear the same types of things that you hear in a classroom today from students.
He says he's been an educator for 20 years, and the disrespect from students is getting worse, both verbal and in some instances physical.
Those are the things that we deal with in the classroom. Those are some things that you have to prepare yourself for when you go to work in the morning, that, you know, today I might get punched in the face or somebody might throw a punch at me.
He says some students don't realize the consequences of their actions, and that something has to change in schools for everyone to be safe. Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
These days,
I had to beat a Karen ass cause she spit on me and told me I don't belong here. And it's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me.
I'm not allowed to eat here. No, I'm checking out. I'm gonna slap her ass. Yeah, I'm get out of here. Ma'am, she's a guest. I don't care. You can't put her out of here. Walk. Okay. I'm sorry. Bitch. What's wrong with you, girl? No, fuck you. Spit on me again, bitch. Stupid asshole. Okay, I'm sorry. My ass out here, fucking. Woo! Y'all.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
So, and that's another thing that's been going on also. This rise of other races, right? Other races coming against other races, and nations coming against other nations, and you see it in front of your face. Like this situation here was uncalled for. I have been called racial slurs, and I had to actually like take a step back and say, discern the situation, and you can get out of character. Like, I felt as though I needed to release, because he called me out my name for no reason, though. It wasn't because he called me out my name. It's because the way he did it and why he did it when I was trying to help him. Sometimes you can't help people. People don't want to be helped. People don't understand your generosity, though. They don't understand, a person that's a good Samaritan, that's going to be there and help out when the time of need. And he was about to back into my car, and I honked my horn, and he called me out my name. And I was like, okay, all right. And I pulled over, and I wanted to get out and do something, but number one, it wouldn't have been smart as being a follower of Christ. Sometimes you gotta let things slide. The Lord said, hey, it's gonna be times when people ain't gonna like you, and you're gonna have to flee the country. Okay, you want to flee the scene. You ain't supposed to stay there and fight. So that came into mind, and I feel as though that I almost got out of line, and me even pulling over was out of line. So anyway, so that's been going on, and people are getting bold these days, so be careful out here. And that's just one of the things that's going on. Let's see what else is. Okay, downtown Chicago restaurants raise alarm about unruly crowds. So we gonna see what's going on with that after these stupid ads.
Illinois Restaurant Association raising concerns about what happened over the weekend, specifically when it comes to Chicago's downtown reputation. Now, for the past 2 days, the city has been in the local and national spotlight after a chaotic weekend. Video showing groups of young people causing mayhem on Michigan Avenue on Saturday and at 31st Street Beach on Friday. 3 teenagers were shot and wounded over the weekend. Dozens of arrests were made. Businesses, residents, and tourists scared. The Illinois Restaurant Association's goal is to promote, protect, and improve the restaurant industry in the state. And they're concerned that if people don't feel safe, they won't come downtown, especially as the weather gets warmer. The Illinois Restaurant Association says this is an ongoing local and national issue that other cities like New York and San Francisco are struggling to address.
You want to work? To tell you the truth, if grown folks or people with some sense start knocking some of these kids' heads off, maybe they will stop doing what they're doing. Because at this point, let me tell you something, man. At this point, there is no talking. These kids in Chicago, these children in Chicago is taking no shorts, no losses, and taking on all people. Doesn't matter if you're a cop or whatever. They're taking on all people, and they are ready to strike at will. These kids in Chicago, some can get help, right? But majority of them, you gonna have to knock them upside the head, or give them a 2-piece, or get up in their face and tell them about themselves, because there's no respect of a person when it comes to God. When God says he has no respect of person, he has no tolerance for disrespect. I'm gonna say this again. God has no tolerance for disrespect. So if you're disrespectful, you would get disrespected. Let me say that one more time. I don't think they heard me. I said if you're being disrespectful, you will be disrespected. And see, a lot of people can dish out the disrespect, but they can't take the disrespect. Some people like to give correction, but don't want to receive correction. Some people would love to rebuke everything and everybody, but they can't take being rebuked. Man. So with these children, you get, yes, we love the kids. And no, it don't take a village to raise a child. No, I don't believe that. The Bible never said it takes a village to raise a child. He said he give you one mother and one father. That is your responsibility. Not nobody else's, not your grandma, not your sister, not your brother, not your cousin. Your child business is your business. And you teach them and raise them up to go. The problem is the adults are just like the children. They want to play games just like the children. They want to dance like the children. They don't want to grow up. They want to live through children. I heard that before. And all of this are slippery slopes onto the demise of human nature. All these things are a slippery slope to the demise of human nature. Matter of fact, man's nature. The one that's supposed to be the image of God. That is being tapped in and tampered with. And they are playing no games, and they are taking no prisoners. So again, you have to bust them upside the head in order to get some respect.
Right now at 6, Rocky Mount police are investigating after a fight between a substitute teacher and a student. It was all caught on video. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Gerald Owens. This fight was caught on a cell phone camera by someone in the classroom. Since then, people have shared it more than 800 times on social media. WRO's Destiny Patterson explains this all started over a cell phone.
Hey, you finna give me my...
It started as an argument over a confiscated cell phone, and it quickly escalated. The scuffle ended with substitute teacher Xavier Steele and the unnamed student on the ground. Steele's hands appear to be pressing down near the student's head, and the student screams.
Get out! Get a teacher! Get a teacher!
It's not clear why Steele took the student's phone.
The cell phones is got no place in class. And then you're going to go up there and jump on a teacher or fight a teacher. That is wrong.
WRAL obtained the district's cell phone policy, which says she was within her authority to take it if the phone was visible or the student was using it. The district's assistant superintendent says the employee has the right to, quote, reasonably restrain the student if they're attacked and can defend themselves to the point that they are free of the threat or attack. Betty Atcherson is also a substitute teacher.
If you have not gone into a school recently to see how the kids act, you would just be totally surprised at the disrespect some of them can render.
But she says it shouldn't get physical.
As the adult, that you have to try to contain yourself.
While police are using the assault, they have not...
First of all, lady, I disagree with you totally 100%, because number one, if a child put their hands on me, slap me or punch me in my face, I have all right to retaliate. Tell me something, you have to be retain yourself. How can you retain yourself when you have a person slapping you upside your head and won't stop because you got something of theirs that they should not have? Like, I don't understand that, lady. Like, you made no sense at all. Like I said, if you have to bust them upside the head, you bust them upside the head with no remorse. And that's just how I feel about it. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, we're not gonna act like hold on. We're not gonna act like we gonna sit there and allow our own children slap us around in the house. Imagine having your child slap you around in the house because you have what they should not have and you disciplining them. Imagine that. Come on. This is and she's an older lady. She like a grandma for real. And folk like her, she's old time. She don't know this new breed of children. You see, I come from the era where I came from that era, and now I've grown out of that era and seeing now what the new era is about. It's terrible. So at the end of the day, let's not be stupid, people. We know how. I'm talking to people that's like-minded, that listens and understands the word of God, and not going into these secular thoughts and ideas, because that's indoctrination. And we are tired of being indoctrinated by this system, by this beast system. Next one. Matter of fact, since this don't have no sound, you have a child right here that ran right up on his teacher and just, you saw what he did, just ran up on him and just completely demolishes him. And again, this is black on black crime. This is not black on black crime. This is race on race crime. We talk about black on black crime. But there's race on race crime, and that's going to rise also. And just imagine that, 4 nations are going against other nations, and then you're going to have them connecting together. Matter of fact, as you will see in a little bit, we will talk about it in a little bit. Let's go to another video. I think that was. See these stupid ads. I hate these ads. I need to get rid of these ads.
Those of 3 very young suspects who they say forced their way right into a school bus Monday to try and kill a middle schooler.
That gun jammed, though, police said, and then the boys ran. So tonight there's a lookout for those boys and a whole lot of fear. Scott Broom is in Oxon Hill, where this happened on Monday, to tell us more. Scott?
Well, a measure of the anxiety tonight behind us here. We have Prince George's County Police at this intersection here to protect kids as they get off school buses late this afternoon. The incident we're talking about happened Monday as a school bus pulled up here at Sutler Drive and Iverson Street, and that's when these 3 kids pushed their way on board with a pistol in hand. Tonight, Prince George's County Police here to protect kids as they get off the bus, as pictures of 3 juveniles were released by authorities. The boys boarding that school bus Monday and pushing past the bus driver and an aide on board. One juvenile carrying a semi-automatic pistol. According to police, the gunman put the gun to the chest of a middle schooler and repeatedly tried to shoot, but the gun was jammed. So the gunman used it to beat the victim, who survived with cuts and bruises. Police say the attackers then ran. This grandmother of middle schoolers said she lives in the neighborhood.
I'm just not understanding how these kids getting guns and stuff.
Do you fear for these children?
I fear for the kids and us as well. Because what if a adult would have stepped in and tried to stop it and the gun didn't jam?
Both the bus driver and the aide on board during the incident are so terrorized they've taken leave, according to fellow driver Martin Diggs, who's president of the union local representing drivers.
But they're afraid to come out of the house because the suspects that got on the bus, their faces were covered. So they don't know who these people are. This particular issue that happened on the school bus is one incident of many incidents.
Diggs said school employees are constantly threatened with injury because of an epidemic of fighting on buses and in schools. Diggs said the student who was targeted attended the non-traditional middle school program at Edgar Allan Poe School in Suitland. Diggs noted the school system has cameras in the majority of its bus fleet. It's too late.
Boy, you can see how that was a traumatic situation for everybody, from the adults on the bus to the school to the middle schoolers. Just awful. By the way, Prince George's County schools issued a statement saying that administrators are horrified by the incident, but they are grateful that no lives were lost. They say they will not talk any further.
That's enough of that. Here you go again. You have children running up on the school bus, gang style, gangster style, thug style, with a pistol, and tries to shoot a kid on the bus. I'm telling you, they're getting bold. You talking some people talking about some, you gotta be nice. No, you can't be nice. When you have stuff like this, you can talk. I mean, there's a time to be nice, right? When you're talking to a street dude, you have to show that you have authority. And authority don't mean that you yell and scream. That's not what it is. But there's a time for that also. See, when you yell and scream, it's to get a point across because they're not listening. See, if I yell at a child, it's because sometimes you have to nip certain things in the bud. When you're being disrespected by a child, you have to nip it in the bud. I'm sitting here looking at the camera like it was on. And it wasn't even on. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, the camera's not even on, but that's okay. Still had the audio going. So anyway, like I was saying though, like today's generation is terrible, and you cannot just sit back and, you know, pity pat on them. You know, we come into the times where kids probably gonna be the most dangerous people in the world, generation in the world. This upcoming generation, the indoctrination, the new indoctrination of things, of be who you are, pride, the woke culture. This is all being generated by AI. A trans world we're living in. Yes, indeed. Let's keep it moving.
Give me my phone! Give me my phone! God, wait! Can I get my phone? Can I get my phone? Can I get my phone? I need my phone.
Over the phone is crazy.
I need my phone. I need my phone. Okay, give me my phone. Can I get my phone? No, you can't have your phone.
Watch out, man. Watch out.
First of all, you pepper sprayed a teacher. Can I ask you a question? Since when a student, or a matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say a student, just a child alone, have the right to be in a place where there's rules and regulations, and you get disciplined or corrected on a situation, or get something taken from you? When was it cool to attack the teacher? Why is this child is not being arrested? I don't know. She pepper sprayed a teacher. That's an assault. That's an assault. There's no way that this teacher, not this teacher, it's no way that this child is still standing there with no handcuffs. Look the way she dressed also. Look at the way she dressed. She should not have that on walking in school. And with the teacher that the teacher that was beating up on the other child, the student for the phone, the way she was dressed, inappropriate. There's no way that if you bend over, we should see your panties and butt cheeks. I'm just being honest. You should be dressing appropriately. You coming in there looking like coming to school looking like a drug dealer's business secretary or my boss secretary. You coming there looking like you of the world, so you can get treated like the world. Same with this fella. It's probably he's into this culture thing, trying to be cool, and look where it got you, pepper sprayed. Again, black on white. This is a trans world. It's transforming into something. Just pay attention to these things. Like I was saying about the coming together, this trans world. Well, check this out and tell me I'm
under threat. Well, the U.S. dollar became the backbone of the global economy after World War II because of America's robust economy, its democracy, and its transparent regulatory systems, which made the nation seem like a safe place for international investors. But now the BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, have announced plans to develop a new currency. Their goal is to reduce reliance on the U.S. dollar and other Western currencies as well, and protect themselves from international pressure. In fact, fact, Brazil and China have already struck a deal to bypass the dollar when paying for trade goods, which is a major milestone in Beijing's long-term plans to establish its own currency, the yuan, as the dominant international currency. So, what will this new currency look like, and what will it mean for the dollar? Well, joining us now is Professor John Quelch from the Miami Herbert Business School at the University of Miami. So the BRICS nations aren't a formal trade bloc. So if they do in fact create this new currency, how will it ultimately be used?
So I think what we'd find is that it would initially be used in very large transactions that are government-style transactions between two or more of the countries involved. Just to give a little bit of background here, it is the case that the US dollar has a role that is outsized relative to the 24% of world GDP that the US commands. So the US dollar is involved in almost 90% of all international trade settlements, and around about 60% of foreign currency reserves around the world held by central banks are held in US dollars. So the BRICS nation...
I don't need to hear all that, but basically what's going on is they're coming against the US dollar. The US dollar is about to be eliminated. It's either get down or lay down for the United States. And at this point, even though this was like 3 months ago of a video, it's still going on. They had actually recruited other nations, and I gotta go check out and see what's the update on that. But this is part of the New World Order. This is part of the agenda, Satan's agenda. This is the beginning of the end, because as you see already, everything is all about pride and everything else. That's settled in. You got AI, that's settled in, and people are just being sucked in to it, and they don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You have these things happening, and we are blind to it because we have all these other distractions. Not to mind you got to keep up with the fashion and the lifestyle and all these other things, and it's pretty sad that we got that going on. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what's going on, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. So we're gonna go to the next video. I don't know if I wanted to talk about this guy Justin Pearson, but let's just go ahead and see what's going on. And
I'm Justin J. Pearson, and I'm Scholar Year 2013. The reason I give to the Coca-Cola Scholars Foundation is I believe we have a remarkable opportunity to make a difference in the world. I see each scholar being able to build a bridge to freedom, to justice, equality, environmental sustainability, and we have the responsibility to lay one beam and inspire others to lay the rest. The Scholars Foundation gives us a remarkable chance to make the impact on the world that's necessary to create the world that we'd like to have.
Tennessee County is going to vote tomorrow on whether to reappoint Justin Pearson as a representative to the State House following, of course, you mentioned it earlier in the show, his expulsion from the body last week. He was one of two.
Sort of the radical middle, where conversation and dialogue happens and growth happens.
Well, y'all, I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I'm so glad to be in the house of the Lord with you this morning. Would you mind going ahead and praying with me now? Mother God, Creator God, loving God, holy God.
And we saw him last week with his, over-the-top dramatic speech, his radicalism.
All right, yeah, I had enough of him. Mother God, really? Again, I'm telling you, telling you, people, this type of stuff, all the stuff that I'm talking about on my podcast or my messages or whatever you want to call this, right? This all dates back all to these ancient gods. They're coming back. Not that they never left, but people are being portals for these entities. And it is sad. And we gotta stay away. We gotta stay away from these woke folk. These woke folk is killing y'all. Woke is in church now. Everybody's woke in church. You know, everybody want to call Jesus Yeshua or Yahshua or Yahweh and all this old stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna dig into that too, because the narrative has to stop. And internet and this AI has been the leader in charge in helping catapult the agenda. And here we go again with fools like this doing things like this, and people, you know, a grown man teaching his son to be a female. And there are people, sick-minded people out there that actually believe that this is a good man because he's teaching his little boy to be a girl. I get tired of people that congratulate stuff like this, and even just on a lower scale, because if you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't need a reward for that. That's what you're supposed to do. But when you're doing things like this, polluting your child's mind, making him think that he's a female, you are just as bad as a pedophile. Yeah, I said it. You just as bad as a pedophile.
He should go to jail. Look at this person here. Listen to the music. Then I'm going to go show you the father who's, I would argue, dedicated an entire TikTok to showing i.e. transition his boy. Roll the clip.
And you can't tell grandma cause her heart can't take it and she might not make it.
This somebody's little boy.
They say don't dare, don't you even go there. Cutting off your long hair, you do as you're told. Tell you wake up, go put on your makeup. This is just a phase you're gonna outgrow.
Daddy look like he doing something he ain't supposed to be doing. Now let me play the clip of her daddy, and then y'all tell me what you think about that. Now this is daddy doing a whole TikTok showing how he groomed his little boy from a young age all the way up. Roll the clip.
Again, we have these stupid ads, but you know what? I'm glad it came on, because you know what? Actually, we can talk this out. And again, Pride just has just passed, and Pride Month is very demonic, satanic, sick, uncalled for, unnecessary, overrated. It's being worshipped as an entity. This is one of the most demonic months, if there ever was a such thing as so. I feel sorry for the minds of these children that's being promoted like this, and the parents that are doing this and allowing these things to happen. They should be either be thrown in jail for child assault, for child pornography, or sexual assault on a child, or have their children removed and send them to a home where they're going to teach them the right way to live. And that's all I have to say about that, because other than that, there's no point in me keep talking about, because I don't even want to keep saying, I don't even want to see this no more.
Tanah apa ini? Tanah apa? Di Mekah.
What's happening right now in Mecca is beyond belief. The holiest city in Islam has been swarmed by a catastrophic plague of locusts during the holy month of Ramadan. But is this just a freak of nature or a divine intervention? As per the ancient...
Well, from what I see that this is... I won't say it's prophetic, but I say it's a warning. It's not a usual thing that something like that happens. If anything, if anybody say that's usual, then they're living in a world where they're not conscious of their surroundings or have any spiritual discernment. Because you can go into a place in an area and be like, I don't like this. Happens to me all the time. So I think the Muslims is going to catch a hard hit, and I mean a hard hit. And these bugs are just the beginning. As you see, they're not sitting there talking about well, maybe this is the wrong religion, maybe this is a judgment on us from God. They're not even evaluating it like that. They're just thinking that it's just a something that just happened. It won't happen again. Are you sure about that? But anyway, these people are being affected greatly by that plague over there. So let's go to something else.
Biden sending 1,500 active duty U.S. troops to the southern border as Border Patrol agents brace for the end of Title 42. That's the pandemic era rule that allowed the U.S. to turn migrants away because of concerns over COVID. Title 42 set to expire next week. They're expecting an even larger surge after that. The Pentagon tonight saying those U.S. troops could arrive as soon as next week. They will be deployed for a 90-day period. The White House tonight saying the troops will not have a law enforcement role, nor will they interact with migrants. So tonight here, what will their role be? And this evening, our team with Border Patrol officials on the border there, they are expecting this rush of migrants, and they say they welcome any help. Border towns are already stretched. El Paso declaring a...
This whole border control thing has gotten out of control. I've been said it a long time ago. They should have just put the wall up and kept it moving, because we can't go over there without a passport. So why should anybody come over here freely? I think that's the dumbest ideology of America I have ever heard. We can be pressured into getting our passports, but anybody can come into our country. That is a stupid indoctrination and a dumb ideology. And that's why the American dollar is falling, because they have no respect for y'all. They have no respect for y'all. And by these Mexicans coming over the border, and some of them may have good reason, I get it. I'm remorseful in that area. But at the same time, don't sit there and tell me that I'm supposed to allow these immigrants to come over here because they have issues, when we can't even go over there without having a passport. In fact, if we go over there, they will kill us and rob us. In any other country, if American go over there and you don't know the Pacific area, you don't know who's over there, what's over there, the ins and the outs, and you go into an area that you didn't even research, you can be a victim. Easy. But they want to allow all these people to come across the border. Joe Biden is one of the worst presidents in the United States. Maybe number one.
180,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records ordered deported from our country are tonight roaming free to threaten peaceful citizens. The number of new illegal immigrant families who have crossed the border so far this year already exceeds the entire total from 2015. They are being released by the tens of thousands into our communities with no regard for the impact on public safety or resources. One such border crosser was released and made his way to Nebraska. There, he ended the life of an innocent young girl named Sarah Root. She was 21 years old and was killed the day after graduating from college with a 4.0 grade point average, number one in her class.
What they don't talk about is most of these immigrants that come over to America are criminals, and this is what they do. They kill, steal, and rob. And most of them are sick because a lot of them over there deal with that religion, the Mayan religion. That Mayan religion spreads and goes abroad into many other religions, but that's what they deal with over there, and they give praises to these guys, and these spirits take possession of these people, and it's a very terrible thing when it happens because they're actually possessed to the point where they are not conscious of what they're doing, and they're totally demonic. So that was Donald Trump talking about that situation 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Build the wall, build the wall, build the wall. And here we go. If you would have built the wall, you wouldn't have this issue. But everybody wouldn't be so nice and say, oh, you should let them come over. All right, try going over there. Now, I'm going to tell you, now some of these people that come over here are sick also. That do it legally. They're sick also. They just sick, and they not sick to the point that they can't take care of themselves and they don't know what they're doing, but they're sick as far as their spirit is concerned. And America has no discernment of spiritual things at all, especially when it comes to God. And speaking of that, this world is being worshipped, and the God of this world is being worshipped along with it. Let's see what's going on with this Satan, Lucifer character.
Hey, thank you to agreeing to this interview, because I know you are a very, very busy person.
Yes. I usually like to fly under the radar, but I figured since I'm already on the campaign trail, why not?
Okay. First, let's talk about your reign. Now, you've had a fairly long one. what would you attribute to your success and popularity?
Oh, that's easy. Every generation is the same. I appeal to their lust and ego. I offer all the sex, wealth, and fame a person could want. Do as thou wilt has been my campaign slogan from the start. And my campaign platform hasn't changed either. I run on the same 3 issues every generation. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life.
Okay. When you say lust of the flesh, what exactly do you mean?
Come on now. What do I mean? Isn't it obvious? I just use humans' own innate physical desires against them. And since sexual desire seems to be the most powerful, I usually run with that. Now, I didn't create sex, but I must say I've done a superb job at perverting it. Take pornography, for example. Well, you should know a lot about this one, Ivan. Weren't you addicted to porn?
This interview is about you, not about me. Can we get back?
So, now I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is a real person or whatever. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. It's 12 minutes. But if you listen to it, I listened to it. This guy is very, 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 very smart. And he sounds like the Lucifer of the real Lucifer. I don't know if my memory ran out. Maybe it did ran out. But anyway, I don't know if this is a real guy, or this is a party or whatever, a porty or whatever you want to call it, PARODY. I don't know, but if you listen to it, he sounds just like a real Satan, But that's the problem. This is what's we're accepting, even to have this image talking and acting like Satan, and being a hood Satan at that, is really telling where this world is heading to. We're ready to accept this creature. We willing to accept the ideas that's coming from the God of this world. And the God of this world doesn't care how you go to hell. He just wants you to go to hell. And he's trying to stop you from making that choice. So, I don't know. But let's go to the next one, because we are about to close out, and I have other things to do. And I did some music, a video, and for an event, and I gotta go edit that, so I got a lot going on. But let's go to the next video.
Facing manslaughter and assault charges after a very disturbing shooting that's leading to new questions about the state's Stand Your Ground law. A.J. Owens is the woman you're seeing on your screen right now, was shot and killed allegedly by a neighbor through an apartment door in front of one of her 4 children. Mark Strausman reports it took 4 days for charges to be filed in this case.
A neighborhood feud ended in tragedy when Ajeka Owens was shot and killed in front of her son Friday in Ocala, Florida. The 35-year-old was struck in the upper chest by a bullet shot through the front door from a gun allegedly belonging to 58-year-old Susan Lawrence.
I wish our shooter would have called us instead of taking actions into her own hands.
But on Friday night, after Owens' children were playing outside and approached Lawrence about an iPad they left behind, law enforcement says Lawrence yelled at the kids and threw a roller skate at them, leading Owens to confront Lawrence at her door. Police say Lawrence pulled the trigger, shooting and killing the mother of 4. She claimed self-defense under Florida's Stand Your Ground law, which gained national attention and spread to other states after the killing of Trayvon Martin more than a decade ago. The law authorizes the use of deadly force for home protection if someone believes it's necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself.
And we want to assure.
Definitely that lady should get the book thrown at her. She has hate in her heart. She has hate in her heart. Which goes to show you, again, another black on white incident. It's transitioning. It's unfortunate. And everybody was thinking a year ago or 2 years ago, everybody's coming together, we're family, we love, and it just gotten worse here, people. I don't know what type of world y'all living in or where y'all getting your information from, but yeah, we're living in a horrible, terrible demonic world, and it's a trans world, and we're transitioning to a new thing, and it's not safe spiritually out here to be trusting in everybody and still trying to be so-called loving. You can love from a distance. You don't have to touch and do all this. Hey, you can love from a distance. I'm telling you. Sometimes you better off loving from a distance. But trying to be nice to people, trying to argue with people ain't on that type of time to be arguing with you. A lot of people on that type of time, they want to hit. They trying to let off some steam, and you might be the one person that can trigger that, and you be the victim of an unnecessary crime because you want to be gangster, or you want to so-called step up for this person or step up for yourself and get yourself knocked off trying to be so-called brave because you so-called love so much. There's a time to do that, and that lady wasn't on that type of time. She did not like these people from the get-go, and if that woman had any ounce of discernment, she would not even have engaged with that lady on that level. You cannot engage with nobody on that level these days. It's impossible because you don't know who's who and what spirit they under. Man. Okay, since that got the music going, what's going on in New York from the Canadian wildfire smoke? It's another one of those things, those prophets. Is this judgment or is this prophecy? Is this a warning from God that, hey, I'm coming back soon? Look what's going on. But again, you have people out there that look at this and like, it's just orange sky, it's nothing really going on, it's just regular, it's just an orange sky. Really? You think that's safe? You think that's something good to evaluate in a good sense, that is a good thing? I don't think so. But New York is definitely going through a transitioning point. New York has been in the news for the past 5 years. Easy. They took over the news past 5 years with the gangs and music and all these other things that's going on in New York. The incident with the mother and the son in Chicago, I'm gonna give you my
unfolds in
thoughts.
court. A mother accused of ordering her son to commit murder in a West Pullman restaurant. The mother and son are now charged, both of them. Elizabeth Matthews joins us now with more on this developing story. Elizabeth?
Yeah, not only that, mom, who's accused of giving those shoot-to-kill orders, is now being held on $3 million bail. Parts of that shooting were actually captured on this restaurant's surveillance video, which helped the witnesses identify the suspects to police. So this all happened Sunday night, police tell us, just after 11 o'clock, about 11:05 p.m. 35-year-old Carlisha Hood and her 14-year-old son arrived at the Maxwell Street restaurant on South Halstead at 117th. Hood went in for food. Her son waited in the car. Prosecutors say that's when she began arguing with this man, 32-year-old Jeremy Brown, who was also inside ordering food at the time. Hood began texting her son, who appeared in the doorway, hands in his pockets. A fight became physical between Hood and the victim. The victim was able to punch the woman once. That's when prosecutors say the boy pulled out a gun, fired a single shot to the victim's back, followed him outside, kept firing, striking him fatally twice in the back.
And see, this is where I draw the line. I understand he protected his mother. I understand that she needed help. She's a woman. I understand a man is punching her in the face and she needs help. I get all that. The first initial shot, I give him that. I give him that. I mean, what he's supposed to do? His mom getting punched in the face, right? My problem with this is the incident that happened after the first initial shot, because the first initial shot, that is self-defense. If you neutralize the suspect or neutralize the person that's putting you in harm's danger, if you neutralize that subject, then all you have to do now is contain them, point the gun at them. Hey, don't move no more, or I'm gonna shoot again. If it was one of those incidents, I get it. No, the lady took it upon herself to take the gun from the boy. Matter of fact, first, keep ordering the son to keep shooting the guy until he was dead. Now that's murder. And that child is accomplice to murder at this point. Even though it's under the influence of the mother and the conditions, after you neutralize the suspect or the subject, there is no other reason to fire another shot or fire or give him another deadly blow, because at this point they at your mercy. So that guy is at their mercy, and they continued to shoot him, which caused them to kill him. Then after that, you take the gun and you go back into the store, pointing the gun at his girlfriend and other people in the store. That is assault. That's assault on many levels, because you're putting people's lives in danger. What did those people have to do with that guy punching you in the face? So I agree that yes, that boy did what he had to do, but I think that this lady should still be charged with murder, because she ordered him to continue firing until he was dead, and then take the gun and go into the store and start pointing it at other people. So enough of that. Trans world.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Title IX was a landmark civil rights law. It helped create the incredible breadth of women's sports and girls' sport. It means that there's a difference between women and men.
Not to mention height. You guys know the differences.
Ms. Robinson, do you agree with Ms. Gaines that there's a difference between women and men?
If the question is about trans women,
I'm just asking, is there a difference between women and men?
what I can say here is that the NCAA has rules in place. They've had rules in place for the last decade, and when this competition happened,
I'm going to try again.
The rules were clear.
Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? It's a yes/no question. Do you believe there's a difference?
Oh, I think that we're talking about this case with the NCAA.
No, I'm asking a question. Do you believe there's a difference between women and men? But most people could answer this very simply. I'm curious if you're willing to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just putting it into the context of the conversation that we're having. I think that there are definitions related to sex.
Is that a yes? So I'm trying to get a yes or no. I'm not trying to get a speech. Is there a difference between women and men?
I think that there are definitions for biological sex.
Okay, so you're
which
not
is
answering
different
that.
than
Let me
gender.
ask you this question then. Why do women's sports exist? If you can't define a difference between women and men, why not abolish women's sports and just tell little girls to swim with little boys and see who wins?
Oh, I'm simply saying that that sex is
My
different
question,
than gender.
why
and I do
do-
believe
why
that
do
women's
women's
sports
sports
have a great
exist?
value. I mean, Senator, I'll tell you right
Ms.
now.
Robinson, please answer the question I'm asking you.
Absolutely.
Why do women's sports exist?
I think that there are so many positive benefits to sports.
But
I mean,
why have a
we talked
separate
about it here
category for
today.
women? If there's no difference between women and men, why to have women's sports?
I'm saying that there's a difference between sex and gender, and that the NCAA has rules in place, which they have for the last decade.
Mr. Chairman,
which
I
determine
would
that
like to enter into
related
the
to
record an
participation.
article from Duke Law called Comparing Athletic Performances for the Best Elite Women to Boys and Men. And it goes through examining in 2017 the top records for women in the world in various track and field events. So, for example, in the 100 meter, the top record for women in the world was 10.71 seconds. Now, that record for the number one woman in the world in 2017 was, in the year 2017, broken by 124 boys under 18. In that same year, the record for the number one competing woman in the 100 meter dash in the world was broken by a total of 2,474 men. If the radical Democrat agenda to destroy girls' sports and women's sports succeeds, little girls will not have a chance to compete. So I ask.
Amazingly, I don't understand how it's such a hard question to answer. What's the difference between men and women? Why is it such a hard question to answer with these people? You knew enough that, this is the funny thing, you knew enough that you didn't like a woman or you didn't like a man, you liked the same gender. So you do know the difference. So you chose not to stick with the plan, but you decide to go on to be gay or homosexual or lesbian. So you do know the difference between men and women. See, that right there just demolishes the narrative that you can't tell the difference between men and women, because if you didn't know the difference between men and women, then how are you choosing to be with the same sex? Even if you chose to be with the opposite sex, how do you know? Now, if you're bisexual, okay, you still choosing, because there are differences. There are differences between men and women sexually, and you want to explore both sides. So you do know the difference. Anyway, man.
Start with the always reliable lefty lunacy of The View. Take it away, Anna Navarro.
The Hunter Biden story, the scandal, the this, the that, it's also the story of a father's love. And Joe Biden has never and will never give up on his son Hunter, and will never treat him lesser than. And so he is a father first. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, she's almost crying there, Prue. Yes, that whole story, that entire scandal is a story about a father's love. Yeah, 10% for the big guy because he's so loving.
He loves having the money that Hunter. I mean, it is so sicko on so many levels. And, you know, this is the problem, that displaying your sexuality is not the point, you know, but the twerker, the whole thing, you know, you just... It's a window into the minds of these people that, you know, I've got so many gay friends. I wrote Carlotta's book. She was the first trans. You know, but you think this is, you know, you don't have to have it waved in front of your face, which is basically what's literally happening, and think that is acceptable. You know, we don't do it. heterosexuals don't do it necessarily, so why would they? So I just don't get it. It's just really turning people off and taking away our tolerance and acceptance, which I just think is really sad.
No, it's not actually sad. It's a good thing that we're pushing against this. It's a good thing that they're separating themselves from us, and we're separating ourselves from them. So no, we shouldn't have tolerance for these sodomites, for these homosexuals, for these pedophiles, for these self-lovers, for these pride people, you know, the rainbow people, right, which they took from God and they made it their own little thing, their own image. So that's the image that they follow, is the rainbow, but that's the rainbow of God, and they got it all messed up and twisted and tangled. But no, that first thing going, Hunter Biden, look at this. Hunter Biden, that's a whole nother subject and a whole nother conversation. His laptop is ridiculous. If you didn't see the pictures that's on the internet with the laptop, they even have a whole book, a magazine, and I'm telling you, if you find it, man, it's ridiculous. I don't understand how these guys are still in office. Now look at this. Look at this. The young children, teenagers, disrespecting older people. We living in a trans world. We living in a trans world. Trans world. And they love it. And they love it. And it's sad. But what you gonna do?
They're not looking too good.
What you gonna do? I mean, when you got this type of stuff going on, what can you possibly say? This is the last clip of the night. My battery's about to run out. Ran through 2 batteries. They didn't fully charge, or maybe I just had them on too long or whatever, but they're running out pretty fast. I don't like that, but I had the battery in there last night and they run pretty well. Maybe because I was cutting it on and off. Anyway, last video of the night, my camera cut off. I salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? You already know what it is. And come check me out, but I'm still gonna be here. We still here though. We still here.
After Twitter just told him, and they released this video of him and his former teammate Josh Christopher. You know, it was just kind of weird that these videos just popped up out of nowhere all of a sudden, and you know the videos are old. So with that being said, guys, be sure to hit that like button if you support the channel, and let's check out the clips of Jalen Green and Josh Christopher. Here's the video. Okay, so that's the first video that Twitter had exposed and revealed of those two gentlemen. It took a lot. Okay, so that's the first video that Twitter had exposed and revealed of those two gentlemen. It took a lot of people by surprise. A lot of people was confused. A lot of people was shocked. A lot of people was actually defending it. And Twitter, of course,
these guys are zesty. Don't they look zesty? I mean, don't they look zesty to you already? I mean, come on, man. It's not even close, man. Like, come on, man.
Okay, so that's the second video, right? And so that really kind of switched everybody's opinion about it. Like, a lot of people that was defending it, they was like, man, I can't even defend, you know, the second video.
Look how zesty they look, the pictures that they take. And these are the pictures that guys take normally, like very feminish. You get what I'm saying? And they're supposed to be masculine, but they're in the NBA and they dressing like this, looking like this. Look, he looking like the old Michael Jackson from the 70s, like transitioning. Look at the fingernails. They painting their nails now. They got long hair. They humping each other. I mean, what's up with all the humping? What's up with all the so-called brotherhood being so touchy, feely on each other? What is that? Come on, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. There's no way. Look at this. Look at this. In the background. I mean, this is ridiculous. And this is the generation that is leading This is the generation that's leading us into the future. And we're sitting there congratulating them. And we so proud of them. And we love them so much. But look, trans world, perfect ending to this episode. Trans world. We completely have lost it. And God is coming back to judge. And he's going to judge with a vengeance. And he will not have no respect of persons in that matter. So you better get ready. You better get ready. You better get your mind right. You better get your spirit right, your discernment right, get your house right. Because it's going to go only up from here. It's only going up from here. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can say about it. But pray to the Lord Jesus Christ and give your life to Christ and let him rule your life. Get out of your own ways. Get out your selfishness. Get out your mind. Get out your thoughts. Put your mind on Christ. Have your mind in Christ Jesus. Walk with him. Talk with him. That's a real being. This is 316. We did an hour and almost 30 minutes. I think that was pretty good due to all the videos that we had. But that was pretty good. I hope y'all enjoyed the videos. We just wanted to talk. Notice no scripture. And that's it. You know, enjoy the rest of your night. Happy Sabbath. Put God first in all things. And everything will be alright. This is Word of Truth. Until next time, I'm signing off.
Not to use his name in vain. I claim the blood now is running through my veins. Man.